to an extent. Like, we all watch crime shows. I didn't think she'd do it. Yeah, she didn't think she'd do it either, but she hacked up good old Frank because Frank decided he was going to take things just a little bit too far, and she said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to do this shit anymore. She snapped. Literally, is that the show?
Another episode of Cocktails and Relationship Fails. I am Dave. I've got my co-host over here, Tennessee. She's got the whiskey in hand, and we got Cece in the background. She's going to be reading the questions for us this time because last time apparently I failed. So hopefully the read is going to go a lot better this time. So let's get it and let's see what happens. I would like you to start, Cece.
All right. So first one here. My girlfriend invited her ex to a concert without my knowledge. My girlfriend, 27 female, soon to be mother of my child. I am a 30-year-old male, play an orchestra as a cellist. In around a month, the orchestra is giving representation. I am not a musician myself, but anyway, plan to come to the event to support her. Plus, the music is usually not too bad. She just informed me that she contacted one of her exes so he can come to the event. As per, he is a musician. More than that, they play the same instrument, even though he lives 100 kilometers away. He will still attend the event. As this is an amateur's orchestra, I found it a bit suspicious to come from that far away for the event. Should I be worried? Do you think there can be something between them? Thanks.
Yeah, last time we were doing these, like, everybody was like teenagers. I guess I'm a 30-year-old celloist who's upset.
Were they both 30?
No, he's 30.
The girlfriend's 27, he's 30, and the child is under 1.
I thought they were in the process of having a child. Okay, so they have
Does it make a difference?
It kind of does.
Child in tow.
Well, yeah, soon to be mother of my child under 1, so almost.
Because when she said soon to be mother, I was thinking like, okay, so
how he wrote that is weird.
Pregnant.
They're either pregnant or it's his kid, and then
what does that mean? Soon to be mother, but they have a child.
The dude's also talking in kilometers, so let's just kind of breeze over it.
Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
No, go for it.
All right. Well, so this is. So they're inviting the ex?
She did.
To a cello concert. Or not, I just said cello. Where the fuck cello come from?
He's a celloist, I think. I'm not sure. They might all be musicians or not. I'm not really sure.
Okay, so she plays the cello in an amateur orchestra.
Okay.
He is not a musician, but
the
ex
dude is. Okay.
And what is this concert again? Sorry, I'm just trying to get the...
It's called, he says representation. It's actually a recital.
Okay.
Why make you giggle on the word recital?
I just think that this is all funny. Like, the drama, like, even like, musician nerds have this drama, you know? Like,
dude, everybody has this drama.
You'd think that these people would, like, barely have boyfriends, and they have some whammies here. Go ahead.
When did musicians become nerds?
How many people do you... Well, it's not musicians, like, people that play, like, guitar, drums, and shit like that.
Oh,
but,
they're
like,
cool.
We're talking about, like, going to a recital, and, like, obviously they're playing, like, what? Like, some kind of, like, orchestra?
So unless you can play the instrument through a video game, it's not cool?
I mean, I wouldn't think playing a cello through VR is cool. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, okay, so the only thing I'm saying here is that if you're doing recitals, and recitals is your thing, like, for fun, I want to go to a recital and hang out, and I do music, which is probably like, someone said they play a cello in it, right?
Yeah, you got hung up on that cello, dude.
I don't know. I thought I heard cello.
The bottom line, the issue, there's a cello in there. The issue is, what I think, is that he wants to know if he should be upset by the fact that his girlfriend, baby mama, something, invited the ex. That is the problem here.
I think so, because it seems a little shady. It does, because I don't think he... Was he aware that she was coming? Like,
No,
was it like
doesn't
him
sound-
asking you if he can come?
It didn't sound like she asked.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Restate the title. My girlfriend invited her ex to a concert without my knowledge.
Yeah, that's shady.
She should have said. Yeah, she should have said something. I don't think there's a problem that because they have a common interest in music, the girl and the ex dude.
Sure.
I don't see that being problematic. The problem is her not being forthcoming.
100.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
Yeah.
And look, and you know what? People sometimes fuck up, like they have innocent intentions and they don't think anything of it and they fuck up. But the reality is, if you're asking like flat out, she should have said something.
She's 27?
Yeah.
She should know by now. That's
You don't know what kind of life this woman lives.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Plays the cello.
Yeah, she plays the cello. No, I just think that,
I
like,
don't
100%, this is shady as fuck.
But okay, define shady AF. Like, you're saying shady like she has ill intentions? Or could she just be a ditz and forgot?
It's ill intentions because...
But her boy is going with her.
100%, yeah, but she could have invited this guy over as like a, hey, do you mind if I invite a friend? But then the guy was like, this is your ex.
It ain't
but she
coming
didn't
in
say
the
anything.
house. They're going to a fucking public recital.
Yeah, but if I'm going to go, out on someone, I want to know what I'm dealing with. Like, how do you know this person?
No.
And it's going to be like, oh, this is my ex. I'm like, what?
100%.
I want to learn that on the night out.
You don't be blindsided.
Yeah, right?
100% she shouldn't have blindsided him. But does that mean she's shady?
Yes.
No, she could just be dumb.
This is why I have to be here. She's defending. What do you think?
I'm not defending. I am saying that she's absolutely wrong. 100% she's wrong. She should have told him. But that doesn't mean she's just some conniving hoe. Like, it just means that...
What did you say? Hua?
Yeah.
Was that like a whore?
Yeah, I don't know. He's
Hua? Some hua?
If you're going to go over my vernacular, I'm not going to do this. She was wrong in not telling him. But I don't think that means that she's just like some conniving bitch. Like, they just think that she might have fucked up. I mean, because think about the logic in this.
Accidentally invited my ex,
Well,
y'all.
hold on. Wait, let's think about the logic in this. Even if it was not an accident, she's still dumb as fuck. Because her dude was gonna find out. Yes or no?
Well, I don't know the context because we don't know how he found out. We don't even know if she knows he knows that that's her ex.
Holy God. I feel like we just inception.
You know what I mean? Like, she may have been trying to hide the fact that she's with an ex. Guys know whose other girls' exes are. Let's be real.
Yes, you are just all so very perceptive. And you never need any kind of nose leading
Like,
at all, ever.
If they ended up at this recital, this guy would be sitting there and be like, he'd just be listening to the conversation. He'd be like, wait a minute. Something ain't right here. He'd be on
You're
Facebook.
absolutely right.
He'd be like, oh, wait a minute. I see a picture of her.
Yes, you're 100% right. At the cello recital, the two of them were going to be discussing how well they fucked one another. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
I'm
Not that both of them are celloists.
Oh my God.
Is that the word? Is it celloist?
Cellist?
Cellist?
No, it's a cellist.
Thank you.
I would assume.
You would
I don't know. How the fuck would I know?
She says cellist. Cece says cellist.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah. I mean, they have this both common instrument. Look, there was definitely what's the word? Not oversight. What's the word?
It's called neglect.
God, you're so dramatic.
It's neglect.
She should have said something and did it. I don't know how the 30-year-old found out about it or whatever, but the reality is she should have said something. Maybe it wouldn't have.
Intuition. Boys, you know what I'm talking about.
I doubt that highly. I've watched men sniff their underwear to decide if they're clean or dirty. There's no intuition. It's just no. Okay, I don't know how he found out, but the reality is, bottom line, she messed up, and that's the end of it.
Well, I mean, yes, that's the end of it.
Point for me up here.
Hold up, front door. No points will be given when I edit this.
Okay.
Okay, so just going back really quick, because I'm very confused by your logic.
How's my logic wrong?
So just hold on. Let me just rewind for a second.
Yeah.
What other instances could there be if you're going to invite your ex to an event without telling your current relationship partner?
Okay. I'm going to paint it for you.
Paint it, bro.
I'm gonna paint it for
Make
you.
me understand.
Okay.
Help.
So
I'm him. Help me.
Don't use my Okay, so God knows how big this recital is.
Okay.
Okay, this could be like an amphitheater.
Oh God.
So
Woodstock.
Could be. I don't know. There's a lot of context that's missing. I know. Can we contact them? I'm not really sure if they could settle this for us, but here's what I'm going to say. A few things. If we're talking about this being like a small room recital, 100% she should have said something. Either way, just going on record, either way she should have said something. However, if this is some massive amphitheater and they both play the same instrument, the whole recital is over the same instrument, she pops him some arbitrary fucking message of, hey, by the way, there's this thing going on. It's not like she bought a fucking boutonniere for him and he bought a corsage for her and they're going together. It's not fucking prom. She said, hey, I know you play the same instrument I do. There's this recital. You might be interested. Fuck off. Have a nice day. Nobody's sucking anybody's dick here. It's just simply...
Yet.
Holy lordy. Is that where it goes? That is where it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%
Okay.
it does.
She still should have said, hey, by the way, 30-year-old John, whatever the fuck his name is, I let my ex know that this was going on, so we might run into him while we're there, and I want to give you a heads up. That would be the adult thing to do. But this whole, like, childish thing about, like, oh, I can't talk to them or ever contact them or, like, it's ridiculous.
No, it's
like,
just...
They have a common interest.
Sure, 100%. I totally agree. I think that it's just being open with the communication. Because it's like,
Yes.
what if this was the guy that she was like, oh, this is the guy that, banged me in a fucking airplane 30,000 miles or 30,000 feet in the sky.
Anything.
It's like, oh,
Her earnings-
it has a lot to do with everything. We're
Wait,
like, oh,
wait.
that's the guy that you guys had sex with, when you guys were in the airplane and you got your Mile High Club status.
Listen, you and I have to have a conversation. There's some insecurities that are surfacing that I didn't realize you were dealing with. This is insane. Who the fuck cares?
What? Because you don't want to look another guy in the eye. Maybe guys know this. You don't want to look another guy in the eye and be like,
it is
hey,
true. No, listen, let me
you railed
backpedal.
my girl back in the day. And I don't like the fact that I didn't even know you were coming to this event.
No, fair. 100%. I said that.
Point.
No. If anything, half point. Ping ping. Because...
There's no illusionary number that's above your head right now.
It's here. You'll edit it in because you won't let this look stupid. You'll edit it right here. No, 100% she should have told him. She should have not blindsided him. He should have known that dude was going to be there. 100%. There's
Okay.
no arguing that
All right.
at all. That was where she was wrong. But sending this dude some arbitrary fucking invitation to this thing is, or she should have went to her current banging dude first,
Yeah.
and been like, yo, look, my ex is a celloist, this thing, it would be important, do you care?
Boom.
Or, hey, I think that he would really appreciate this. I could go either way. I'm going to send him the invite. You and I will stay home and watch it on Netflix. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Sure.
Like, there's tons of ways that this could have been handled better, granted. But the verbiage you use, what was the word you used? She's shady as fuck.
Yeah.
Oy vey. It's not.
SAF, baby.
Is that a thing? Are we coining that?
No, I'm making this mine. SAF. You
Better
heard it here first.
point. There you go. Hashtag it. If you don't underneath, then it doesn't count.
Oh, well, it's done already.
Perfect.
If you're watching this, it's done.
All right, let's see what CC has to say about the answers.
All right, let's do the answers.
So, the official best comment. Best thing you can do is talk to her and let her know you were a little thrown off by her inviting her ex and not talking to you about it. She can either respond reasonably or she can get super defensive. At that point, we move on from there. But otherwise, really, there isn't enough here to say anything for certain.
Like it.
What do you have another answer there?
Well, you don't. That one doesn't suit you.
It doesn't give me or you a point. It just kind of concludes what we both said.
Point
It's kind
five.
of like a tie.
Ready, ready, set.
Then
Ding,
what
ding.
if you both get a point?
Well, yeah, but I want to know if there's a tiebreaker answer under that, maybe.
That depends on if it's a female or male answering next.
That is the winning answer.
Well, the only other answers would be from females being like, what's the problem? I don't get it.
Okay.
Is that what they sound like?
I hope not.
Uh-huh.
I'll read the next one.
All right. And we can
that's all.
stop from there. I don't want to drag that on too long.
Oh, no.
You want me to read this one?
Go ahead, babe.
Okay. Your title says she invited him without your knowledge, but your post says she informed you about it right before. Either way, you're going to be there.
Didn't catch that.
So what are you worried about?
Clickbait.
Did that happen? Can you reread that really
Yes.
quick?
Man, I read it. Yes, okay. Want me to reread the whole
Just
thing?
no, not the whole thing.
Just
That
the first part where
he
it says.
mentioned that. I didn't catch that.
So she did tell him.
She tells him So it sounds like she tells him right before. It says.
That changes things.
That changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Okay. My girlfriend, 27, soon to be mother of my child, whatever, plays in an orchestra as a cellist. In around a month, the orchestra is giving a performance. I'm not a musician myself, but I plan to come anyway to support her. Plus, the music is not too bad. She just informed me, I'm assuming this is right before, that she contacted one of her exes so he can come.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
Okay, so
it does change
things.
it.
It does change things.
Wait, no, because
it's still shady.
Is she playing in the orchestra?
Yes.
That changes it. That's fucked up.
What?
That's different.
I'm gonna invite all my exes. I'm on this YouTube channel. I'm gonna go all the way back to all my exes.
Careful. I don't feel like doing welfare check every hour tomorrow. Careful.
Oh my god.
No, it changes things. There's I was under the impression that it was an orchestra playing and she was notifying him, hey, there's some kicking ass
she's a
celloist.
Pregnant cellist.
Man.
You know what? I would like to skip this one, but I will say this is a fail for the women. I don't think that.
Thank you.
I would say
admitting that.
I did. No, honestly, if she was, I was under the impression that they were going to see celloists perform, and then in that case, who the fuck cares? But the fact that she reached out to the ex to say, "Hey, I'm playing this orchestra. Come watch me," is just fucking weird. It's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, it's me like, hey, are you almost ready to go to this thing we're going tonight? Oh, by the way, Max is coming.
Yeah, you guys can sit together and
no.
Yeah, sit together and talk about how my
and she's pregnant. Now we can't even abandon.
But I will say, don't even go there. Don't even go there. But I will say that was on the dude's part. Super cheap throw out. I'm not gonna.
Which one?
I'm not stamping that for.
Which one?
Soon to be mother of my. No, not needed. Not needed in this. Not needed. What she did was
that not needed.
That had nothing to
That's
do with
important.
No,
because this guy can't now. He can't bail out of this whole relationship. He's got to see this through. Because now he's got a kid on the way.
Oh, for God's sake!
What do you mean?
I feel like that the evidence would have been enough. That was kind of like feel sorry for me, Reddit. I don't like that. I'm not for that.
You think that was points to get everyone to feel sorry for him?
100%. That was some dick stroking that I have not seen in a while.
So you're saying that everyone's in the wrong here?
Absolutely not.
Who's more wrong?
She is.
All right.
I'll say that with 100% certainty. Point for you. You'd like it.
All right. Let's go on to the next one. But hold on real quick before we do that. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back to the next question. All right, we're back for another segment. We're going to read another question here and then go from there. CC, what do we got?
All right, so I'm going to try to read this one a little bit clearer this time. But this one is called, I'm pretty sure I'm toxic.
Okay, you're going to say that. Yeah.
All right.
I bet in your mind you already think you know.
I prejudge people. I don't know why that happens.
Let me read the body of the text here. All right, if you read my prior post, which I did not, things have been chaotic in my relationship. My partner and I are very much in love, but have issues. Mostly infidelity on his end. Nothing physical, but texting other women. And his drinking. Anywho, I'm the abusive person in this case, and need to vent. Basically, he got quite drunk and started calling me a bitch and even embarrassing me in front of my friends. After all that he's done, I snapped. And when we got home, I took his phone and I smashed it.
Okay.
He was so surprised, and instead of being furious at me, he fucking asked me to marry him, and we made love. He sobered up, and instead, he said he deserved it and was impressed about what I said and did. Although I don't feel bad about his phone, I'm quite disgusted with myself as I've never done something like this and I feel as if I were enabled. I'm usually quite passive and so this behavior is new to me. Now you may say this isn't love, but I don't know. Definitely the most passionate relationship I've been in. You're free to criticize as I know this isn't healthy, but what do you think?
Well, Tennessee, it's on you.
Oh, you're gonna let me dive into this
Ladies
first?
first?
Okay, a few things. I don't even know how to unpack this.
I don't know. I don't understand because the title initially is, I assumed.
She says she's toxic because she thinks that her breaking the phone, which is inappropriate behavior, makes her toxic. But let's dive down into the slippery slope of things like narcissism or other psychotic behaviors of another individual. Listen, you know what? Listen, I am gonna say straight up, I am not a bait and switch kind of bitch. You know exactly what you're getting with me. I had this conversation with a lot of people. It always surprises me when they seem surprised, where they push me all the way to the edge and then they see me snap. Well, I don't know. We got here because I specifically told you if you did X, Y, Z,
100%.
I would do A, B, C.
Okay.
So if anything, you're just an ignorant fool for not believing me.
Sure.
That's on you.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of relationship that they have, like how much, she says she's passive. Maybe he didn't think she would smash the phone. I don't know. But the reality is, if she got that far, and especially she even said, I'm a passive individual, this is not my usual behavior. So she got pushed to an extent. Like, we all watch crime shows. I didn't think she'd do it. Yeah. She didn't think she'd do it either, but she hacked up good old Frank because Frank decided he was going to take things just a little bit too far. And she said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to do this shit anymore. She snapped. Literally, isn't that the show called Snapped? Thank you. These things happen.
Is there a show called Snapped?
100%. She watches it, I bet.
Are you watching our show?
No, not anymore. Cheaters too.
Not anymore.
Fucking dying soon.
All I'm saying is, if the chick can sit there and say, you know what, not my normal behavior, I really am disgusted with myself for doing it. This chick even goes further into saying that, oh, he's enabling me. The guy is psycho. I mean, I'm cool with it. I mean, it just, different strokes for different folks. But
So
she admitted she was wrong for breaking the phone. She admitted that was toxic behavior. All facts. But this passive chick didn't just get there by chance. So and she even said like, oh, read my bio or whatever, right? Like, so there's a story behind this. I'm going to say that probably the toxicity is amongst the both of them, but this chick taking on full responsibility is probably because she understands her partner is inept in doing so. And he's not going to take any fault whatsoever.
what are you basing that on?
I don't know, just plain psychology.
Oh my god.
Just plain psychology. I don't know. A broken phone, like, big fucking deal. What are they, a dime a dozen?
What is the average cost of a smartphone these days? Especially if you're getting the new ones.
Don't even talk to me about that. You could literally go into any store and get like the newest cell phone and pay $10 a month for the rest of your life, but you get to walk out with that fucking phone.
Yeah, but
Not
if
a
it's
car.
like, hey, I need a replacement phone. What'd you do with the last one? Oh, my girlfriend smashed it into pieces in a
Nobody
fit of rage.
says that. Because then the next question should be, what'd you do?
No!
What'd you do?
I'm a customer service guy.
What'd you do?
I'm
Nobody-
like, that's not irrelevant, sir.
How is it not?
Or that's not relevant, is what I meant to say.
How is it not relevant?
For the customer service guy that's replacing the phone.
okay,
That's
well,
what I'm talking about.
all right.
Anyways.
Listen, my days of smashing things are well over just because I'm a
I
tired.
don't think it is because you're kind of
No,
co-signing this whole deal right
listen,
now.
the last thing I broke.
Is this you unhinged right now? This is what's going on?
Well, I mean, I can
You
understand.
co-signing the death and the smashing of things?
Nobody died. Who died?
I thought you were talking about like
The only thing that died was this poor girl inside when she's like, "Oh God, I
this
broke a
poor
phone."
girl. Okay, is it my turn yet?
Go for it. Who said this turn?
I just want to understand. Like, you talked about something about her being passive,
Yes,
and I find
she
that
said
interesting. If she's such a passive person, passive people don't go instantly from being passive to I smashed an $800 phone.
How long? You don't know how long they've been in a relationship. You don't know how much he's done to her.
Sure, I don't.
Okay, so I mean, you're talking about a lot of factors.
Okay, but if she's if she's passive
Usually, it
and
sounds
she
like
understands that this guy's toxic,
right.
you leave the relationship.
Oh, please.
That's not a thing.
Hello.
That's
have you
not a
read?
thing?
Have you read Twilight? They all stay in bullshit
Oh
they
my
shouldn't
God.
be in.
Well, that's not his fault. I mean, it's not that it's not his fault.
God, here we go.
It's the fact that she's also in the wrong. You have to understand that.
She even admitted she was in the wrong.
I don't think that you're admitting that she's in the wrong.
Nobody should smash a phone unless you can replace it.
But you're also saying that she's passive.
Right. She claimed she was passive.
Okay.
She said she said she was passive. So my thought was, if somebody is usually passive, male or female, doesn't matter, and they get pushed to a point of violence,
I totally agree.
Then
with
there's gotta be a catalyst, and the catalyst isn't just all of a sudden she had a taste for blood.
If you consider that she's passive,
yes,
you also have to understand if she's passive for a reason, and she's going to be, well, she should, if she's passive, be like, I should not be a part of this relationship because this isn't going to make me unpassive.
What were their ages again, Cece?
Unspecified.
Of course.
She should not be. Both sides are wrong. I'm not going to say one side's better than the other one, but
that's fair.
She shouldn't be breaking shit. Like, you shouldn't, if you're going to the level of destroying property, that's never a good thing.
No.
It means that
you've gone too far.
You've gone too far. But could it be that she's lying about her pacifism? Because she's also making the story feel like she's okay with this toxic, we destroy stuff, we huff and puff efforts over, then we have sex.
She didn't say that.
They had sex!
No, because he turned around. Hold on, wait a minute. He turned around and said that he appreciated her passion. Now, okay, I'm just going to talk from experience, because that's all I've got, right? When you have somebody in your life who you don't feel like you get enough from, and you push them, and then they finally react. Some people see that reaction as a way of caring. I didn't say it's healthy. I'm just saying that's what people do.
Okay.
So if he pushed, and she finally snapped, broke his shit, said, fuck you, he's like, oh, you love me. That's unhealthy shit. It's unhealthy all the way around, but the reality is that he was looking for a reaction. He got it. And then in his mind, he said, oh, I respect you more for finally giving me a reaction.
Can you tell me when they had sex?
After she broke his phone. And
I would like CC to respond.
Your reading comprehension is just awful.
Listening comprehension. Here's the feedback. Okay. Basically, he got quite drunk and started calling me a bitch and even embarrassed me in front of my friends. After all that he's done, I snapped, and when we got home, I took his phone and smashed it. He was so surprised. Instead of being furious at me, he fucking asked me to marry him, and then we made love.
So they were still drunk. He was still drunk.
Okay.
They were both still drunk.
Okay, so that's also...
So this is what I'm saying exactly. So first of all, she's passive, yet smashed her phone. And then afterwards, still not being on the side of, I should leave this relationship, I'm going to have sex with the guy.
It's all her fault, right?
No! It's not all her fault, but you're defending this side of her that you don't understand. She's not passive. She's not passive. She's lying about being passive.
Let's back this train up.
She's lying about being passive.
Don't talk to me about understanding when somebody breaks something. That's first of all. Second of all, no, look, when somebody is pushed to a certain extreme, they react in ways that they don't even know they're capable of reacting. This guy might not be healthy for her. She might not be healthy for him. I'm not saying it's completely one-sided. It's clearly an unhealthy relationship. They were still drunk. Who knows if her recollection of it, his recollection of it was completely sound. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, for her to break a phone, this chick doesn't deserve 5 years. And honestly, she should sober up and realize, look, if anybody is going, because the bottom line is, anybody who's going to make you reach that type of behavior, you don't need to be with.
100%.
And he also doesn't need to have his shit broken. Maybe he should explore why that's happening.
I guess this is what I'm trying to say. In the moment, people get heated.
Yes.
Which is why the phone got broke.
Yes. Because he was texting other girls. That's
a
part of it. It's fact.
I got that.
Okay.
Still no context to that. But there's still no context to... Because you're cool with the fact that we're inviting exes to concerts, but apparently it's weird to be texting other girls.
Fair. You're right.
So
fair.
What I'm trying to say here is that you have this moment where she came down eventually. right? When the
Yes.
adrenaline is over.
Right.
And they're talking about what happened.
Yes.
And then they made love. So she's now associating
God,
herself.
you never had angry sex?
Hold on. I'm trying to tell you, like, let me give you something real quick. I have done that, but
Okay.
I want to give you something. So you have this moment of, I'm not thinking well. I break shit. And then we're going to calm down and talk about it. And when they calm down and talk about it, shouldn't there be a moment of clarity to be like, hey, there needs to be something done about this.
Right.
But instead of something being done, she's okay to have sex with him. I feel like
they're still drunk, though. That's not fair. You want to talk about a moment of clarity. The moment of clarity would be the next day when everybody's sober and she's going to Reddit saying...
Was that clear that they're drunk?
Yeah.
When she says that? Was that clear, though?
She said that they were both drunk.
No, at that moment.
Would you like me to reread it?
No. Just the moment where they're talking about, we had sex. Was it clear that they were drunk when they had sex?
It specifically only states that he was drinking.
It doesn't say that she was even drinking. So then that's what I'm saying. It's like, if she's not drinking, this is a huge problem that she has to be held accountable for herself.
For herself. I can absolutely say that as an individual, you need to reflect on why any crumb he was throwing at her, she gobbled up. But that's kind of indicative of toxic relationships like that. When a guy or girl, doesn't matter. So let's take gender out of it. When somebody is giving you that give, take relationship, you find yourself being very accustomed to any crumb that they throw at you. You're like, I'm gonna get that. So for her, I don't know what their love life looks like. I don't know what their relationship looks like. But if he all of a sudden was praising her and saying how proud of her she was, she might have ate that shit up. And again, I don't know. There's, we're taking these Reddit posts, right? And trying to fucking
I can see those levels that you're talking about.
Right, but there's so many.
Manipulation.
100%. There's so many. And it could be this bitch just a basket case. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
She could be a psycho who's breaking bones.
Yeah.
But the reality is if I had to, and again, here I am pulling off of my experience in life. Here you are pulling off of your experience of life. It's, and I don't know if we should be using this for the final segment, but it's just all perception, right?
Yeah.
So, at this point, if I could talk to this girl directly, I'd be like, just fucking get out.
Oh, yeah.
Just get out. Because if you're toxic for him, or he is toxic for you, she felt the need to go to Reddit, which we talked about this in episode 1. If you haven't seen that, go watch episode 1 and then you'll be up to speed. Bing! But you've come to Reddit, right? You're trying to find some insight and information. But for her to be able to be reflective and say like, hey, I believe I'm the toxic one, to me shows a level of maturity. Someone who is deciding to find fault in themselves, trying to seek help. That's a big thing that shouldn't be overlooked.
Well, I like the maturity that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, going to ask for advice.
Yeah.
But one thing that I also want to address is that what about the people that are out there that maybe don't realize it, but also thrive on having toxic relationships? There are people out there.
Yeah.
And I know people that have those toxic relationships where it's like they like that. Maybe it's not necessarily I know if they like it, but it makes them know that their partner cares about them enough to be, I'm going to flip a table over because I care about you so much in a weird way.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So I think that maybe this could be one of those relationships where she likes the toxicity. She likes the passion that's involved with this relationship.
The person who gets kidnapped and fall in love with a kidnapper?
Weird.
Right, but that shit happens.
100%.
You're introduced to it so much, you're bred into it so much, you start to accept it so much, and then you it's all you know, so then you crave it. 100%. When people who can thrive in confrontation, people who thrive in the chaos, when things are like calm in their relationship, they're like, somebody's fucking somebody. Like this cannot be right. Like it is just off the chain. I will talk from experience. Like, my husband taught me that silence is okay. Calm is okay.
Good man, silence woman.
Okay. Then there's men like you.
Thug life. I'm just kidding.
So, he taught me that it was okay. Like, I always like argue like, oh, complacency, like that's not okay. And he's like, bitch, just slow down. Like, it is okay. It's okay to just be happy in what you have. But I was bred in chaos. I was bred in confrontation and constantly having to survive. That constant need for just go, 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 go.
Sure.
It didn't let me learn how to be okay and calm.
Yeah.
And it took a good man to say, like, bitch, you need to slow down.
Sure.
You need to look at what you got. You need to appreciate what you got. And
He gave you an example of what a normal relationship looks like.
100%. If it wasn't for my husband today, I wouldn't know what that looks like.
You'd be,
I'd be a psycho breaking pose.
She got rescued from the streets. As
He took in this feral dog. He picked me up from the pound and he's like,
got rescued.
Yeah.
Hey, D-Dog, good for you, my man. Rescue these girls. I'm just kidding.
That's 100% true though. He took my feral ass and he's like, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And I was just like trying to bite the whole time, but he never gave in and he just kept loving me. And I learned that this girl who, I mean, we don't even know her age. We don't know anything about the relationship. She might just be learning, you know? And
Sure.
I think that the bottom line, everybody could probably agree, relationships unhealthy. If
Very
you're going
much
to
so.
get to the point of violence, there's no need to stay.
Yeah.
It's just time to move on.
It's over.
Yeah.
So let's see what the comments say.
All right. Number 1, best comment. Yeah, it's unhealthy, all right. And him asking to marry you after you were
God, that's so
quote
weird.
unquote, is actually way more alarming to me personally.
Then
In
the
any
broken phone.
case,
Man, what are you
emotionally
doing?
cheating is cheating. Even if it was just texting, it's the entry drug is usually what they say. Listen, no one can tell you what to do, but in my advice would be to work on yourself and your decision making to find someone who actually respects you.
I think it's a very good answer. I don't know
also
about the
kinda
whole gateway drug thing, but I mean, I'm for it most of the way.
I also kind of feel that now that I think about it, when he asked this girl to marry her, he may be trying to cling on to something.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Who does
let me
that?
try to lock this girl down because she stuck with me after my worst.
That's some shit you see on cops. It's like a domestic dispute. They're being pulled away into separate vehicles.
David!
I love you! 100%.
Do you have another answer under that, or?
Oh, hold on.
You like that one?
No, I'm just curious on what a second person would say, because I kind of, it's
Okay.
pretty cut and dry.
The second most best one is you're both very unhealthy. You should break up and get into therapy to address your issues. If you stay together, you'll just keep enabling each other's toxic or abusive behavior. It's easy to mistake this type of passion as love or excitement. It's really just a dopamine rush that happens when you have been conditioned to accept this shitty behavior.
Dopamine rush.
100%.
How did they get a dopamine rush?
Because it's somebody who's willing to fight for you.
Well, the one thing that I tend to, if I'm actually going to give try to give good advice to the folks out there, I really underrate therapy. Therapy is actually something that I think that should work for a lot of people because, you're talking to a professional that's not trying to give you the answers that you want to hear. They're actually trying to help you, I believe, is how therapy works.
Yeah.
And your friends could try to like gas you and give you bad advice, you know, but sometimes maybe it's good for a professional to step in and give you that advice. So
A third party.
if you get into these issues that's really bad and someone's telling you to marry you, that wants to marry you and you're considering it, you should probably seek some therapy. My thoughts.
If anyone wants to marry you.
If you're considering marrying someone that you're in a toxic relationship with.
Yeah, agree.
Because this is her posting, right? Obviously.
Yes.
So if she's posting this on Reddit, she's asking for advice, but if it's not obvious that she should get out, then it seems like she should probably seek therapy because she's considering marrying this guy.
And I want to circle back to that for like my closing statement because I do actually have some like advice about therapy and some insight on therapy. So, but I completely concur with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you feel you need it, go get it. Go keep seeking it. Your friends and your family might tell you what you want to hear. My mom, she don't tell me nothing I want to hear. That woman is as blunt as can be.
Shout out to Tennessee's mom.
Oh my God. Wonderful woman. But she'll tell you, don't wear that outside. Like, I love her to death.
Honesty. 100%
Honesty to a
is
fault.
definitely the best medicine you can give your friends and your family.
Yeah,
Don't gas them.
she never has. She's my mom, right? So she'll always like try to make me feel better and things like that. But she'll tell me exactly how it is. She'll tell me exactly what it's gonna be like. That woman has more insight than anybody I've ever met.
Your mom scares me.
She don't mean to though.
I don't even know her, but I know you.
Oh, so like second degree me?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, she's honest. She got that thick accent. She'll tell you exactly how it is. But she means well. But she's the nicest woman. This is the same woman, and this is something that like my husband and I like had to like go over. Like we could be like mid argument, but I'd be like, "Are you hungry?" Because like you still gotta feed the dude.
Yeah,
you still gotta take care of the
Yeah.
dude. But like my mom always taught me, like doesn't matter what you're going through, you still like take care of the ones you love.
That's awesome.
You still, you know what I mean?
That's
like
awesome.
I could hate you, but still like you. Like,
Sure.
it's fine. But yeah, you know, I think it's important to have somebody in your corner who will tell you exactly what
I just had a thought. Sorry.
exactly what it is, what you need to hear. But not everybody has that in their corner. So if you don't go seek therapy, because that third party person is going to tell you exactly what it's going to be about.
Good. I like it. I think it's time for another break.
Do it.
We're going to move on to
My cup is
the
empty.
next topic real quick, and her cup is empty, so we'll be right back. All right, y'all, we're back for another segment. We're going to have CC read the next topic, so let's see what you got, CC.
All right. Next one. How do I explain to my boyfriend that I also need to see my friends? Recently, a friend of mine invited me to her birthday dinner. I asked her who's going, and it's just a bunch of girls, no guys or boyfriends. My boyfriend, 26, is upset that my friends never invite him wherever they are going when they have birthday dinners and things like this. My thought process is that it's not my place to ask since no one else's boyfriends or guy friends are going, and the person whose birthday it isn't even close to him. However, when he says that his friends always ask to include me in these types of situations, I told him that the difference between my friends and his is, one, his friends are in relationships for themselves, and two, they are his friends and closer friends with me. Meanwhile, my friends I only see maybe 3 to 5 times a year. He said that it makes him upset and that they never seem to want to include him, which I understand, but I don't think he understands it's kind of out of my control because I don't want to be that person. How do I explain to him that it isn't a personal issue with him and my friends, but also they do want to see him because I rarely have time to see. Also, I do want to see them because I rarely have time to see them to begin with. I would like to emphasize that in any of these birthday celebrations, my friends have never brought their significant others or asked the birthday person if they could bring theirs. I feel it's common sense that this is okay.
My girls are striking out big tonight. They really are. I'm really
You
disappointed.
just feel let down today?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't want to claim my vagina. This is it's a very sad day.
That happens sometimes. Sometimes maybe women are in the wrong and you just have to acknowledge it. Did I go too far?
I don't enjoy this.
You
You go first. I went first last.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to ask you for some more details because I thought that there was something weird in there. But I liked that. Well, I didn't like. I thought it was interesting. Like, I don't see the problem here. First of all, if there were other significant other people that were involved in this, going to this event, and he wasn't invited, that would be a problem.
Absolutely.
But if this is going to be like a girls' night out type of thing, like,
Right.
I get that. I don't give a fuck about that. The guys should be out playing video games anyways. So
Not everybody's you.
Yeah, well, I just think that, there really isn't. What was the title of the thing?
How do I explain to my boyfriend that I also need to see my friends?
So that's odd. Is the boyfriend clingy? Is the boyfriend so clingy, which guys normally aren't? Is the boyfriend so clingy that he needs so much of her time that she can't go out on her own? Guys are normally like, go do stuff. Get out of the house. I mean, not that they don't love their significant other, but get out of here.
Yeah, I know you want to rush us out for whatever debauchery you're about to have, but but go on, finish your statement.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I think that there was something more that I want to address, but I need some more information because there's something really sketchy into that.
You want to call her?
call the person that wrote this.
Yeah.
What,
I was having a phone number. I'm just kidding.
can you read a couple sentences of the beginning? Really quick? I know that it's...
Okay.
I just want to... There's something weird that I want to look for.
Rereading. Recently, a friend of mine invited me to her birthday dinner. I asked her who's going, and it's just a bunch of girls, no guys or boyfriends. My boyfriend, who's 26, is upset that my friends never invite him.
Okay, so how... He's upset.
Right.
Why? I don't understand why he's upset that he wants to be around a bunch of girls that don't have significant other boyfriends. That's a weird thing for me.
They didn't say that.
What did they say?
In the end, she said something along the lines of, I don't know how to explain to him that their significant others aren't joining. So they do, some of them might have significant
My
others.
point was that, why is he upset? I don't get that. I don't get why he's upset.
So some people.
Here we go.
No, some people.
Set it up.
Okay. The reality is all different types of people in the world, right? Everybody has different needs.
Mm.
Come on. I mean, like, not everything is completely cut and dry. Not
Okay.
all men are one way. Not all women are another
Sure,
way.
100%.
Right? Okay. So that's established. If he is stating that he would like to spend time with her friends, it might be because he is feeling very separate from the rest of her life. So if he's saying, hey, I don't want to, and maybe it's just the way he's explaining it. Also, this is dictated by her and her perception of the situation, right? But if my husband turned around to me and said, like, yo, I don't even know who you hang out with when you go out.
Yeah.
I don't know who you spend your time with. I'd be like, that's pretty fucked up. You should know who they are. I'm fortunate that he does know the people who I go and spend my time with. So I think there's that bridging that gap of like, okay, you're going out on a Saturday night. I know who you're with. I know you're taken care of because I know the character of those people.
100%.
Go have a good time.
Yeah.
Now he can go to bed, rest his head, knowing I'm good to go. Granted, I can take care of myself, but I'm sure there's this added security. So not diving in completely into their relationship and not completely understanding it, right? Because there's a lot of context that's missing.
Of course.
If he has stated over and over again, like, yo, I don't even know who you hang out with. I don't know who these people are. I've never spent time with them. The reason why I said, like, I'm so disappointed in my girls is she has an easy fix. 100% easy fix. Host a fucking dinner party.
Mm-hmm.
Invite all these bitches over with their dudes. Let him get to know them. Maybe he'll make some fucking friends.
Sure.
And maybe they'll go out on their way. The females and the males will go out on their way and everybody's fucking happy. But you're letting this dude post up at home while you go out, wondering about who you're with. It doesn't have to be that he doesn't trust you. It doesn't have to be that he doesn't, think you're with good people. But how the fuck does he know? Really, when you get into a relationship with another person, male, female, I don't give a shit what your preference is. It's kind of like having a fucking parent to some caliber. That person cares about you. They want to know what's going on in your life. They want to make sure you're safe, healthy, and happy. Why would I not offer the same respect to my spouse that I wouldn't give to my mother? You think my fucking mother would let me go anywhere with anybody she didn't fucking know?
Yeah.
God, no. Be like, oh yeah, she's Susie and we have fourth period together. She could give two fucks. She gonna want to meet Susie. She gonna want to know about Susie's parents. She gonna want to know where the fuck we're going. Because she gives a shit.
Yeah.
Some people might look at that and go, oh, that's too controlling. Oh, that's, you know what? But again, it's what that person's healthy with. If this chick wants to go gallivanting around unchecked, fine. Find a dude who give two shits what you're doing because he's too busy raiding or whatever the fuck he is doing. But if he...
Don't assume we're all gamers.
I just going off of personal experience. All I'm saying is if he cares, help feed that care. What does it matter to her? Host a fucking dinner party. Let him meet your friends. Let him meet their significant others. Who's to say you guys can't once a month, once every 2 months, go do something that's a group activity? Personally, I'm a little disappointed. I personally think that you can make a fucking effort to help this dude. He's having an insecurity. You want to call yourself his girlfriend, wife, whatever the fuck. If you're fucking this person, you should care about what they're worried about.
100%.
That's it.
I think this could be about two things.
Right?
I think that the first thing is about the fact that this guy, what if he doesn't have friends? And what if he's using this as an avenue to be like, hey, you should help. invite me to these things so I can meet more people because I just hang out with you. And sometimes that's very fucking boring.
Well, some people are like shy. They don't know how to. And opposites attract. What if you're right? What if she's the extrovert? He's the introvert. And he's like, hey, can you throw together a fucking wine and cheese event so I can meet their dudes and we can maybe, you know, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
And that's why I said in the beginning, I'm just disappointed in my females because this, to me, personally, seems like a cry for help. This seems like somebody who's like, I'm not telling you you can't go out. I'm simply stating that, like, I want to be a part of your life. And I don't think that's problematic.
I also think that even though I said that's one thing, I have another extreme. I believe that this guy also might have a trust issue because she could be saying that, hey, I'm going to go out with my friends, but the stuff that she does may not insinuate that she's actually gone out with her friends. So maybe he believes that she's cheating.
I mean, yeah. Look, here's the thing. Go through my phone. My location is on.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm going. Here's what I'm doing. Here are the phone numbers of the people I'm with. If you've made it easy for them to track you, if you've made it easy for them to know where you are, who you're with, all the things. I mean, I personally don't see a problem in pacifying somebody's insecurities because if you do that long enough, you can maybe, and I could be totally wrong. I'm sure there's some therapist on site who's going to like take to YouTube and be like, this bitch crazy.
Therapist, message immediately.
Whatever. My bottom line is,
hit me up in my DMs.
There's a healthy way to help this guy through whatever tribulation he's got. I believe.
I hope I've got a therapist on the show, by the way. This would be awesome. To have an actual therapist. Could be worth the money. Sorry, continue.
All I'm saying is that I can see her side of it.
Sure.
But I definitely think she should explore his.
Okay.
And that'd be how I'd answer it.
CC?
Alright. Best comment. I feel like your post was clear enough. If you can't understand your clear and logical communication, then he needs to work on listening better. It's someone else's birthday. He's not invited. Just to add, if he tries to stop you or guilt you from going, I would count that as a red flag. Your post doesn't make it out like he's crazy or controlling, but anything like that, I would always recommend paying attention to flags.
These fucking women who watch Sex in the City and like, red flags. I'm so tired of this shit. It's fucking people. God, like, seriously, there's just people who have insecurities and needs. Don't be in a fucking relationship then. It's that simple.
Yeah, it is simple.
You get a pet who literally pisses and shits in your house and you clean it up and you still love that thing.
Yeah.
But this dude who you're fucking has an insecurity and you can't pacify that? You can't work on that with him or help him out of it?
Sure.
Get a fucking Venus flytrap and call it a night.
I feel like that was a dig at me.
Nope.
What do I have to do with this? What does Jerry have to do with this?
Watch it. So one.
Yeah. Do you have another answer? I do want to hear another answer. Do you have one more under that?
I have a response from the same person, and then I have a different person. Which would you like?
Give me both.
Okay. The same person followed up and said, "This is normal social stuff. My partner and I have been married for over a decade. I have a friend circle that we do things, and she isn't invited. It's just practical. Fishing trips, lake house, going to a baseball game. She doesn't care because it's not her thing. If they are doing something with their wives or kids, then we're all invited. It's just practical stuff. Some girls like girl time, some friends just like friend time, no families. That's normal."
Yeah.
And the next one?
All right. Runner up. Yeah, big red flag. Doesn't listen to perfectly logical explanations. It's all about him.
God, it's not. I hope these people aren't breeding. I really hope that they aren't having children. Like, Mommy, I'm afraid of the dark. Fuck you, there's nothing in the dark. What is wrong with people? I have a fear. I have an insecurity. No, fuck you, that doesn't make logic.
This person has obviously been hurt in the past. says, tell you this is your fault, something that you can't control. If only you do what he wants. He
I have
seems
nothing
really
left to
immature and selfish and controlling.
I have nothing to say.
I love this moment. I've never seen her have nothing to say.
I'm so disappointed.
All right. I think it's time to move on. I think that it's very clear who's going to get this point. So
You wouldn't even take a side. How did you get a point? That's fine. That's fine. I'm over this subject.
All right. So let's take another break. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. We're back for another topic. So far, it's been on the side of the guys, and I would like to see the girls step up for the next one. So, Cece, can you tell us what the next topic is?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Maybe marriage just isn't for me. A while back, I, 36 male, noticed that my wife, 35 female, was starting to seem incontent, which I'm going to go with as a word, in our relationship. She was less interested in spending time with me, less interested in sharing hobbies and interests, and almost completely uninterested in sex. I did some research, and it seemed like I was doing almost everything right. I do more than my fair share of chores. I'm good with the kids. I took care of my appearance, etc. The one thing that I seemed to be missing was that I wasn't the type to take charge, which is apparently very important. So I started to take charge, and it worked. My wife loved it, and we have never been closer. It was uncomfortable for me, but I figured if I faked it long enough, I would start to feel like it was natural. It never did. I feel like I consistently have to act like I'm someone I'm not. I've always felt that marriages are meant to be a partnership. Like, if it comes to decisions, I feel like we should discuss things together. But according to the internet and my wife, I'm just supposed to make up all the decisions for us. Is this really what marriage is? Do I have to pretend to be something I'm not for the rest of my life to be with her?
Can I go first?
I knew this was going to come up.
I want to go first only because I want to get this point out really quick. I think, because I thought about this literally today, I think. When you talk about guys being in charge of anything, I think that it's good to have someone in charge. The best person in charge for the situation. Yeah. For instance, I may not be good with finance, but I don't mind my girl taking over that aspect of the finance part of it. Doesn't mean me being in charge, I have to take over every single aspect of it. I could take over the security part of it. I could take over, other parts, but I don't understand why it has to be a guy has to feel like he has to take charge of everything. Let the woman also be in charge of other things as well, like the cooking, the cleaning. I don't know. What else is there? Did I say something wrong?
Yeah, no help.
Yeah. If you don't insert crickets in there, I don't know what else.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm being funny about it, but I think that it really should be, you have two people that get together and they're trying to make a relationship work the best way that they can. The best way that they can is deciding, hey, you're smarter at this. I'm not so smart at this. Take over that. Take over that.
Agreed.
And then make things work.
Agreed.
This still seems a little bit weird, but I want you to go before I can interject because
May I ask what you feel is weird?
There's something I think that I picked out in there, but I want you to go because.
No, I'd rather know what you.
Well, I have to have her reread it. So what? Can you reread some things
from the top?
Yeah. Sorry, right. I have to keep doing it.
Rereading. A while back, I, 36 male, noticed that my wife, 35 female, was starting to seem incontent in our relationship. She was less interested in spending time with me, less interested in sharing hobbies and interests, and almost completely uninterested in sex. I did some research, and it seemed like I was doing almost everything right.
Good on him for doing it.
I do more than my fair share of chores. I'm good with the kids, so they have kids. I took care of my appearance, etc. The one thing that I seemed to be missing was that I wasn't the type to take charge, which is apparently very important.
Okay, can we stop there for a second? So they have kids.
Yeah.
I see this relationship as kids is plural, by the way. So
Okay.
if this guy may not have been a guy that have taken charge beforehand.
Right.
So if he didn't take charge before, she was comfortable enough to have multiple kids with this guy.
Yes.
But now it's an issue.
Yes.
So what is he doing now? That's the issue. What does he need to do to take charge? What does that mean for her?
They literally are on a 1-to-1 spectrum in their home. If there's 2 children, that means it's 1 for 1 adult. If they have 3,
yeah.
they're fucking outnumbered and it's a goddamn mutiny. Okay? So if she, whatever age female, is deciding she needs the whatever age male to take more initiative, it's because there's probably this overwhelming feeling of just being overwhelmed. Granted, I agree with you. I think when you come into a relationship that there should be like rules, right? Like I make it a joke of it, but like you take over this, I take over this. Yeah, and there should be. But just like all parts of life, there's ebbs and flows. So when you start outnumbering yourself with little crotch goblins, you then have to decide, okay, I need you to be a little bit more on top of shit.
Yeah.
And I need to not ask you to do ABC. I love that in his post he put how he's so good with the children. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Okay? He could think he's fucking dad of the year and she's like, God, can you just pick up their fucking toys? I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is like, okay?
Holy shit.
I can't talk for that. But what I can say is if she is positively responding to him grabbing her hair in the bedroom, I don't mind. And why is that such a big deal for him?
Super Saiyan Tennessee you're seeing right now.
All I'm saying is if it's working and he's like, I wanted it to feel more natural. You know what? Trust me, we all do things we don't want to do.
Okay, so you said that in the last segment too.
Because it's true.
But what I'm saying is that that's a 50-50 thing though.
Right.
It's not just you guys saying that.
And of course, it's unfair because we're only seeing one side of it,
100%.
right? We're seeing his side of it. We don't know what her side of it is. She could be turning around and be like, oh, you
Well,
think
I'm mainly
you're...
talking about how you keep saying that it's, you guys don't like, we do things that we don't like to do for you guys. We do the same things that you keep saying.
Correct. The base part of that is compromise. Everybody has to compromise to make a relationship successful.
100%.
Again, I come into this with a lot of humor and satire,
Yeah.
but the reality is that if you want a relationship to work, you're going to have to compromise.
Sure. 100%.
And you're going to have to do things you don't want to do.
Yes.
Or you're going to, God, one of the most eye-opening experiences I had is doing something that I didn't want to do and realizing that he was right.
Yeah.
Or realizing that it was more beneficial. Or, but it takes time to get there, to get past your pride, to get past what you think you know. I'm 32 years old. I think I know enough about life.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting smacked around like I don't know anything.
Sure.
And then you learn things from your spouse. You still learn things from your parents. God, I thought the years of my mother teaching me something were over. Do you have any idea how awful it is to come back and be like, hey, you're still right? Like, sometimes that just happens.
Yeah.
In this situation, I think the big thing that plus I hated his title. His title was so like, I don't think marriage is for me. Dude, you're 1+ child in.
Oh my God.
You're already there. You
All
got a
right.
woman who's looking for you to pull her hair and make things a little easier on her. Maybe she's just going through a period of feeling overwhelmed. Maybe if he keeps at it for a little longer, she won't feel so. Or maybe he should just communicate to her instead of taking to Reddit. How old is this guy? In his 30s?
36.
He's pushing
36,
40.
Huh? Okay.
What is he, a boomer going to fucking Reddit? Like, hey, I got problems? I've never gone to Reddit to solve my fucking what?
Hey, hold on. I just want to say something really quick.
Oh, that you don't support my views?
No.
That's fine. Make a
I
post
want to
at the
say
bottom.
something really quick. Maybe people cannot afford a therapist, and maybe Reddit is a good place to get the best answer. Because I've seen some really good answers on Reddit. Be like, that's a good idea. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I have two cousins who are going to be 16 who both have Reddit. I don't want them giving advice to people.
No, it's just like the last episode that we did.
It was actually a lot of young kids.
We had some really good people that gave really good advice. And I'm telling you, there were some, not all of them, the best answers. Some of them were really good advice.
Okay, let's name these people. They need a name.
The
Knights of Reddit. Like,
Knights of Reddit.
I'm so happy that they're there, but the reality is, and again, I'm making fun of satire the whole bit, but like the reality is you're pushing 40.
Sure.
You have 1+ child.
Pushing 40? He's 36? Pushing 40? Let's calm down with the pushing 40.
I sneezed and hit my 30s. What are you talking about?
So you're trying to say that because he's 36, if he was 35, was he pushing 40?
Yes. Rounding.
All right.
Did you take math?
Continue.
Bottom line is that he's got 1+ children, because apparently you point out the plural, which was a good count.
Yeah, and that's...
So the bottom line is you have two choices. It is as blunt as it is. 2 Christmases or make it work. That's it. Those are the 2 options you have. I don't know.
Why are you so sad?
Or Hanukkahs or whatever. I don't know. The 2 holidays.
Tennessee is going savage in this episode.
I'm not savage. That is really the bottom line. What other options do you have?
The problem is this is like,
I guess, a subcategory of just making it work is just being miserable until you die.
One thing about this whole thing that I don't like is the bait and fucking switch.
On what?
I feel like it's a bait and switch because how is it that your relationship obviously was fine that you had 1 kid, but then it was also fine
maybe that kid was an accident.
that you had, and then you had 2 kids.
Maybe.
And I'm just saying 2 kids because kids, we don't know if there's more than 2 because it just says kids plural.
Maybe they're religious and they don't believe in birth control. Maybe they're just
Let me finish my statement, though.
Poor sex ed. I don't know.
If you have multiple kids, you're comfortable with this guy enough to pump out more kids.
Sure.
So at what point did she say that, I'm all of a sudden bored with this guy and he needs to do more. He needs to step up and be a man and do these man things. When did that come into play? She had 2 kids already. Why wouldn't she think about that the first time? Be like, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. But then she pumps out another kid. Imagine that.
I love you.
What if her friends are shopping in her earlobes?
Oh my God.
Your man's not a man.
Okay, you watch too much Sex in the City.
What are you talking about?
You just think these women are just getting together over brunch talking shit. Like,
you guys do that! You were talking about taking her out.
Okay, that's beside the point.
That's beside the point.
Here's the thing.
Oh my God.
I love you. We have a good relationship. No kid. Can we say that I may have a little bit more experience on the subject than you?
You do.
Okay, so just pause there. There's a lot you think you know until you spit it out. And it's looking at you. And it needs shit.
But you don't understand that you're making my point valid.
Because you had more than one?
Because, no, it's the first one. Because you're saying when you had your first kid, you recognized a lot of things about your significant other.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct, yeah.
So then
you learn about each other.
Okay. So if you know those things, why spit out a second kid and then be like, I'm going to bait and switch you and be like, you should have been a man this whole time.
But that's unfair. You're calling it like a bait and switch, right? Like you're thinking that this person had a motive or they knew what they were doing. The reality is this, right? Like we have 1 kid, right? Mm-hmm. We have worked through the struggle of having 1 kid, okay? And then
for the fans, me and her don't have a kid.
Yeah, no. I love you, but no.
You did say that.
But, you have 1 kid, and then you work the struggle of having 1 kid, and you're like, oh, this shit's easy.
Yeah.
Let's go for number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're dumb. Trust me, listen, if you talk to...
Is that an excuse for something that's
let me tell you something. And people, for the women, for the women who I know are watching this, comment. So to all the girls that are watching, you know how it is. You absolutely forget what labor pains feel like. The process of squeezing a child out. we forget about all that. We think having another one to dress up is going to be a wonderful idea. So to answer your question on how did they have a second one, you just forget shit. And you think it's a good idea. And you think this person's rising to the occasion. And then you're ready for number 2. So I don't know if that's a fair assessment in saying like, oh, if she had one, then why did she have the second?
Okay.
So.
Interesting take, Tennessee. Did you want to give some closing statements about everything before we go?
Yeah, absolutely. I could. So I think we talked on a lot of subjects tonight, but one of the big ones you brought up was therapy. Mm-hmm. Reddit's great. And you made a really good point. You know, we go to our friends, we go to our family, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell us what we want to hear. Nobody's going to really give you an objective point of view, right? So I think if you really think you need help and you really think that you need somebody to talk to, seek therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. Somebody's going to give you an objective perspective and tell you kind of the harsh reality of your situation. Now, there's all different types of therapy. If you think you're going to walk right in and they're going to be like, hey, here's what's wrong, ABC. No, that's not how it's going to work. Most of the time, a lot of therapy people are going to be like, let's walk on this journey together and let me help you lead you down the path.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to do the work on your own. Nobody's going to tell you what the answers are. But I guess if in your relationship you feel like you truly have an issue or you feel like it's toxic or, I don't know, you're breaking cell phones and then claiming marriage and professions of love, yeah, go talk to somebody. Maybe it won't be so bad. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a simple fix. But the reality is, if you think you need help, seek help. Don't wait till it's too late.
It's great advice, Tennessee. Therapy. Everyone could benefit from that if you need it. Really quick shout out to all the people that are involved in this channel, helping it make it a better place. I want a quick shout out to Lombardi, Riley, McDermott, my boy Sean Thomas, my boy Mondo, Tennessee's mom, CC in the background, Murray, Queen, and the Simmons. All of you guys that give us the good feedback, please keep it coming. We like it. We need to keep growing this channel.
Yep.
If you have some relationship advice in the future that you want me in Tennessee to address, there's going to be a link in the description at the bottom for you to submit that request, and we'll try to cover it and try to help you with that advice the best that we can.
Anonymously.
Yes. That's what I would. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She got it. So anonymously. If you enjoy this content and give some good laughs that you deserve, please like and subscribe to content to help this channel. That's all I got, Tennessee.
Help us help you.
Help us help you. All right, y'all.
Have a good night.
Go on.